You have been told that oatmeal is one of the healthiest breakfasts you can eat. It is marketed as heart-friendly, full of fiber, and perfect for weight loss. But here is the truth that almost no one talks about. Your favorite bowl of oatmeal might actually be working against you. It could be silently raising your blood sugar, stalling your weight loss progress, or even triggering those midday energy crashes you cannot explain. The problem is not oatmeal itself. The problem is how most people eat it. Oatmeal is not healthy by default. Just because it comes from a grain and says whole on the package does not mean it is doing your body any favors. The type of oats you use, the size of your portion, and the things you mix in. These choices can turn oatmeal from a powerful superfood into a sugary, carb-heavy trap that leaves you feeling worse than before. This is one of the most common breakfast mistakes people make, and it is easy to see why. It looks healthy. It feels like a smart choice. But what you do not know about that bowl could be slowly derailing your health goals. That is why, in this video, we are going to uncover the 10 most common oatmeal mistakes. These are simple habits and choices that most people do not even realize they are making. But the good news is, once you know what they are easy to fix, and your body will thank you for it. Let's start with the first and most widespread mistake: using instant oats every day. On the surface, they seem like a great choice. They cook in under 2 minutes, they are easy to store, and they often come in convenient little packets with flavor already added. But here's the catch. Instant oats are the most processed form of oats, and that processing changes how they affect your body. Because they are broken down more, instant oats digest much faster than steel-cut or rolled oats. And that means they hit your bloodstream faster, spiking your blood sugar just like white bread or sugary cereal. You might feel full right after eating, but that energy does not last. Within an hour or two, your blood sugar crashes, your energy dips, and you are hungry again. If this cycle continues daily, it can contribute to insulin resistance, fatigue, and even unwanted weight gain over time. Now, that does not mean oats are bad. It just means the type of oat matters. Steel-cut oats and old-fashioned rolled oats are far less processed, meaning they digest slowly and keep you fuller for longer. They help you maintain steady energy and avoid those sugar crashes that leave you reaching for a snack an hour later. If you are short on time in the mornings, there is still a fix. Make overnight oats with rolled oats the night before. It takes less than 5 minutes and gives you all the benefits of whole oats without the hassle of cooking in the morning. You can also make a big batch of steel-cut oats and portion them out for the week. The point is, not all oats are created equal. And if your goal is steady energy, balanced blood sugar, and lasting fullness, instant oats may not be your best friend. Switching to a less processed version could be one of the easiest, most powerful changes you make to your morning routine. The second mistake people make with oatmeal is adding too much sugar, often without even realizing it. It starts innocently enough. You drizzle a little honey, toss in some banana slices, maybe a handful of raisins, or a spoonful of flavored yogurt. Each item sounds healthy on its own, but when combined, they can turn your oatmeal into a high-sugar breakfast disguised as a nutritious meal. What many people do not realize is that natural sugar is still sugar. Whether it comes from fruit, maple syrup, or agave, it affects your blood sugar the same way. When you overload your bowl with sweet toppings, you end up with a spike in energy, followed by a crash, just like you would after eating a pastry or sugary cereal. And if this becomes a daily habit, it could lead to increased cravings, weight gain, and even insulin resistance over time. This is especially important for people who are trying to lose weight, manage blood sugar, or improve energy levels. That morning bowl of oatmeal might feel healthy, but it could be sabotaging your goals if it is packed with sweeteners. So what can you do instead? Focus on flavor, not sugar. Add cinnamon or vanilla extract to give your oats a warm, sweet flavor without any added sugar. Use a small handful of fresh or frozen berries instead of bananas or raisins. Berries are lower in sugar and higher in antioxidants. You can also mix in a dollop of unsweetened nut butter or plain Greek yogurt to add richness and balance out the carbs with some healthy fat or protein. The goal is not to make your oatmeal bland. The goal is to build flavor without overloading it with sugar. Once you reset your taste buds, you will be surprised how delicious oatmeal can be without all the sweetness and how much better your body feels throughout the day. The third oatmeal mistake is one that sounds harmless, but can seriously set you back. Overeating oats, thinking they are light or guilt-free. Because oatmeal is often labeled as healthy, people assume that a bigger bowl is better. But here is the truth. Oats are calorie-dense and carb-heavy, and when you eat them in large portions, they can quietly derail your blood sugar and weight goals. Most people pour their oats straight into a bowl without measuring, then top it with fruit, milk, and maybe some sweeteners. That healthy breakfast can easily become a 600 to 700 calorie meal before you even realize it. The spike in carbs also raises your blood sugar, especially if you are not pairing it with enough protein or fat. This leads to the same result: an energy crash a few hours later, followed by hunger and cravings. The standard serving size of dry oats is half a cup. That might not sound like much, but once cooked, it fluffs up and becomes a satisfying portion, especially when you pair it with other nutrient-dense foods. Instead of doubling the oats to feel full, try bulking up your bowl with chia seeds, flax seeds, or a scoop of protein powder. These not only increase satiety, but also slow digestion and stabilize your energy. It is also important to remember that even healthy foods can contribute to weight gain if eaten in excess. One real-life example comes from a woman who switched to oatmeal to lose weight. She made it every morning, but always ate a full cup of dry oats, plus bananas, honey, and almond butter. After a few months, she was frustrated that the scale was not moving. Once she cut back her portion, balanced her toppings, and added protein to her breakfast, the results finally showed. Oatmeal can be a powerful tool for health. But like anything else, it is all about the right balance. Bigger is not always better, and in this case, less can actually give you more energy, better digestion, and fewer cravings throughout the day. The fourth mistake is skipping protein or fat in your oatmeal. This one often flies under the radar because oatmeal is already seen as filling and wholesome. But when you eat a bowl of plain oats, especially without adding any protein or healthy fat, you are basically eating a bowl of mostly carbohydrates. And that creates a problem. Carbs alone, even the slow-digesting kind found in oats, break down into sugar in your bloodstream. Without protein or fat to slow that process down, your blood sugar rises quickly, leading to a spike in energy, followed by that familiar crash a couple of hours later. This is one of the main reasons why many people feel hungry not long after eating oatmeal, even if they had a big bowl. It burns fast, like dry kindling on a fire, instead of giving you steady fuel throughout the morning. So what is the fix? It is simple. Add a source of protein or fat to your oatmeal. Stir in a tablespoon of nut butter like almond or peanut butter. Top it with chia seeds, hemp seeds, or a handful of walnuts. You can also add a scoop of protein powder or a side of Greek yogurt. Even a boiled egg on the side can help round out your meal and make it more blood sugar friendly. Take the example of someone who always started their day with a plain bowl of oats and fruit. By mid-morning, they were tired, snacking, and craving sugar. Once they started adding protein powder and a handful of nuts to their oats, they noticed a major difference. More energy, no mid-morning crash, and fewer cravings. The bottom line is this: oatmeal by itself is not a balanced meal. But with just one or two additions, it becomes a slow-burning, nutrient-dense breakfast that actually keeps you full and focused. If you want your oatmeal to work for you, not against you, don't skip the protein or fat. It is the difference between a quick fix and lasting fuel. The fifth mistake is using sweetened plant-based milk without realizing just how much sugar it adds to your bowl. Many people switch to almond milk, oat milk, or soy milk, thinking they are making a healthier choice. But if that carton says original or vanilla, and it is not labeled unsweetened, chances are it is loaded with added sugar. That hidden sugar can turn your breakfast into a blood sugar roller coaster. You may not taste the sweetness right away, especially if you're used to flavored milk, but the impact is real. A half cup of sweetened oat milk can have as much sugar as a scoop of ice cream, and when you pour it over your oats, you are unknowingly adding extra carbohydrates that your body has to process immediately. This is especially important for people trying to manage weight, blood sugar, or inflammation. Even small amounts of extra sugar can make it harder to stay in balance, especially when you are already adding other ingredients like fruit or honey. And the frustrating part is that the packaging can be misleading. Words like natural, original, or plant-based sound healthy, but they are often code for added sugars. The fix here is easy. Always choose unsweetened. Unsweetened almond milk, coconut milk, and soy milk are widely available, and they still give you the creamy texture you want in oatmeal without the sugar spike. You can also try using water to cook your oats and then stirring in flavor afterward with cinnamon, nut butter, or a splash of vanilla extract. One woman shared that after switching from sweetened vanilla almond milk to the unsweetened version, she started having fewer cravings throughout the day and even noticed a drop in her fasting blood sugar numbers. That small change made a big difference in how she felt. So the next time you reach for your favorite milk, flip the carton around and check the label. It takes just a second, but it could save you from hours of fatigue and unwanted sugar crashes later in the day. Small adjustments like this can be game changers for your health, and your oatmeal will still taste amazing. The sixth oatmeal mistake is not adding enough fiber to your bowl. That might sound strange. After all, oatmeal is known for being a high-fiber food, right? While it is true that oats do contain fiber, the amount you get from a typical serving may not be enough to maximize the benefits, especially if you're trying to control blood sugar, improve digestion, or stay full longer. Most people eat their oats plain or with a few sweet toppings, but they miss out on the powerful effect of combining oats with more fiber-rich foods. Fiber plays a critical role in slowing down the digestion of carbohydrates. That means it helps prevent blood sugar spikes, improves gut health, and keeps you satisfied for hours. Without enough fiber, your oatmeal becomes a fast-burning fuel instead of the slow, steady energy source it's supposed to be. So how do you fix this? Start by adding a tablespoon of ground flax seeds, chia seeds, or hemp seeds to your oats. These little additions are packed with soluble fiber, which expands in your stomach, promotes fullness, and supports healthy digestion. You can also stir in a few tablespoons of psyllium husk if you're looking for an extra boost, just make sure to drink water with it, since psyllium is very absorbent. A great example comes from a man who used to rely on instant oats and a banana every morning. He often felt bloated and hungry by 10 a.m. When he began adding flax seeds and blueberries to his oats, his digestion improved and he started feeling fuller for much longer. That extra fiber changed everything, from his blood sugar to his energy to his mood. The key takeaway is this: while oats provide a good start, they are not a complete fiber solution on their own. If you want the real heart, gut, and blood sugar benefits that oatmeal promises, you need to level up your bowl. A little extra fiber goes a long way, and your body will feel the difference. The seventh mistake is relying on packaged flavored oatmeal instead of making it yourself. Those little packets may seem convenient, but they often come with a hidden cost: excess sugar, artificial ingredients, and barely enough fiber to keep you full. You think you are grabbing a healthy breakfast on the go, but what you are really getting is a processed product that behaves more like a dessert than a nourishing meal. Packaged oatmeal is usually made from quick oats or instant oats, which are more processed and digest faster, meaning they spike your blood sugar quickly. On top of that, many flavors include added sugars, syrups, flavorings, and preservatives. Even the ones labeled as low sugar or organic can still contain ingredients that leave you feeling hungry and tired not long after eating. If you check the label, you might be surprised to see how short the ingredient list should be. Real oatmeal needs just one thing: oats. Everything else, sweeteners, flavors, colorings, was added for taste and shelf life, not health. You are far better off making your own bowl from plain rolled oats and adding your own toppings. And it does not have to take a lot of time. You can meal prep your oats in jars for overnight oats, or cook a batch in advance and reheat them during the week. Add your own fresh fruit, cinnamon, nuts, and seeds. Not only will it taste better, but you will know exactly what is going into your body. A great example is someone who used to eat apple cinnamon instant oats every morning. After switching to plain oats with chopped apples, cinnamon, and a few walnuts, they noticed fewer cravings and better focus during the day. The flavor was still there, without the additives or the sugar crash. The bottom line is, those flavored packets might save a few minutes, but they are costing you more in the long run. When it comes to oatmeal, homemade is not just healthier, it is smarter. Take control of your bowl, and your body will reward you for it. The eighth mistake is not rotating your breakfast and relying on oatmeal every single day. Yes, oatmeal can be a healthy option, but, like anything, eating it too often without variety can backfire. Your body thrives on diversity. When you eat the same thing every morning, even if it seems healthy, you may unintentionally miss out on important nutrients or overdo certain ones. This becomes especially true if your oatmeal routine includes the same ingredients, the same type of oats, the same sweeteners, the same toppings. Over time, this repetitive pattern can lead to food fatigue, blood sugar imbalances, or even nutrient gaps. And let's be honest, when we get bored with food, we either stop eating it or start adding things to make it more exciting, like extra sugar or high-calorie toppings. That's when a healthy habit starts to slide into unhealthy territory. The other issue is that your body benefits from a balance of proteins, fats, and complex carbs, and oatmeal, if not properly balanced, can lean too heavily into just one of those. Mixing up your breakfast with other nutrient-dense meals ensures you are hitting all the bases. Try switching things up with eggs and avocado toast one day, a Greek yogurt parfait with nuts and berries the next, or a protein smoothie with leafy greens, seeds, and fruit. These meals give your digestion a break from oats while still offering fiber, nutrients, and energy. Take the story of a man who was religiously eating oatmeal every single morning. He thought he was doing everything right, but was constantly tired and hungry. Once he started alternating his breakfast with high-protein, lower-carb options, his energy levels improved dramatically, and his mid-morning cravings disappeared. The goal is not to give up oatmeal. It is to stop depending on it daily without thinking. Rotating your breakfast not only keeps things interesting, it helps ensure you are getting a wide range of nutrients and keeping your metabolism engaged. Oatmeal can still be part of a heart-healthy, energizing morning routine. It just should not be the only player in the game. The ninth mistake is ignoring the way oatmeal affects your blood sugar, especially if you are diabetic, pre-diabetic, or dealing with energy crashes. Many people assume oatmeal is a safe food for blood sugar because it is whole grain and high in fiber. But here is the truth. Depending on how you prepare it, oatmeal can still spike your blood glucose levels, leaving you tired, irritable, and hungry soon after eating. This is especially important if you eat your oats with sweet toppings, use instant varieties, or skip adding protein and fat. When you combine fast-digesting carbs with little to no balance, your blood sugar rises quickly, and what goes up must come down. That crash often leaves you reaching for a snack by mid-morning, starting a cycle of energy dips and cravings that is hard to break. For people trying to manage their glucose levels, this is a serious issue. In fact, some diabetics who monitor their blood sugar with a continuous glucose monitor have seen oatmeal raise their blood sugar more than expected. It is not that oats are bad, it is how they are eaten. The fix: always pair oatmeal with a good source of protein or healthy fat. Add eggs, nut butter, chia seeds, or a side of plain Greek yogurt to balance the carb load. Also, consider the type of oats. Steel-cut oats and rolled oats digest more slowly than instant oats, leading to a gentler rise in blood sugar. The more whole the grain, the better your body handles it. And be mindful of your personal response. Everyone is different. What spikes one person might be fine for another. If you really want to know how oats affect your body, check your levels before and after eating. The results might surprise you. There was a woman who thought oatmeal was a safe breakfast until she started tracking her glucose. Her blood sugar would spike 30 to 40 points every morning after oats. When she began adding protein and cut back on sweet toppings, that spike nearly disappeared. It was a small change with a huge impact on how she felt throughout the day. The key message here is that oatmeal can absolutely be part of a healthy diet, but it must be approached thoughtfully, especially for those concerned with blood sugar. Balance your bowl. Choose your ingredients wisely and pay attention to how your body responds. That awareness can be the difference between a meal that supports your health and one that quietly sabotages it. The 10th and final mistake is believing that all oats are created equal. On the surface, they all come from the same grain. But the form they take, steel-cut, rolled, quick cooking, instant, or even oat flour, has a big impact on how they behave in your body. And not knowing the difference could be the reason your oatmeal is not doing what you thought it would. Steel-cut oats are the least processed. They are just whole oat groats cut into pieces, which means they take longer to cook. But they also digest slowly, keeping you full and your blood sugar stable. Rolled oats or old-fashioned. Oats are slightly more processed, steamed and flattened, but they still offer a good balance of nutrition and digest at a moderate rate. Then there are quick oats and instant oats. These are rolled oats that have been processed further to cook faster. That convenience comes at a cost. They are broken down more, and your body digests them much faster, leading to quicker spikes in blood sugar and a shorter feeling of fullness. And oat flour, while great for baking, digests even faster, especially if you are eating it without much fiber or protein to slow things down. People often do not realize this distinction. They just grab whatever says oatmeal on the label and assume the benefits are all the same. But when it comes to managing energy, appetite, weight, and especially blood sugar, the type of oat matters. Choosing the right kind can make the difference between a breakfast that supports your goals and one that leaves you sluggish or craving more food an hour later. Take the story of a man who had been eating quick oats with fruit every morning. He kept wondering why he felt lightheaded and hungry by 10 a.m. Once he switched to steel-cut oats and added some protein and healthy fat, the difference was immediate. His energy lasted longer. He stayed satisfied until lunch, and he stopped snacking as much during the day. The bottom line is this: not all oats are equal. The more whole and less processed the oat, the better it will serve your body. Choose wisely, pair it well, and you can enjoy oatmeal that truly works for you, not against you. Now that you know the 10 most common oatmeal mistakes, here is the truth. Oatmeal can still be one of the healthiest breakfasts you eat, but only if you stop making these mistakes. When done right, it can stabilize your blood sugar, keep you full for hours, support heart health, and fuel your body with steady energy. But when done wrong, it can behave more like dessert in disguise, sending you on a roller coaster of crashes, cravings, and confusion about why your healthy breakfast is not delivering results. The great news is that every one of these mistakes is easy to fix. You do not need to give up oatmeal. You just need to upgrade how you make it. Use less processed oats like steel-cut or rolled. Keep your portions realistic. Cut back on sugar, skip the flavored packets, and balance your bowl with fiber, protein, and fat. These small changes add up fast, and your body will feel the difference. Think of oatmeal like a blank canvas. You have the power to turn it into a meal that nourishes your body and supports your goals, or one that works against you. The difference is in the details. Most people have no idea they are doing it wrong, but now you do, and that means you are already ahead. So here is your challenge. For the next 7 days, make your oatmeal the smart way. Pick one mistake you have been making, fix it, and see how you feel. More energy, less hunger, better focus? That is your body responding. And once you feel that change, you will never go back. Which mistake have you been making? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your story. And if you want more honest, practical health advice that actually works, hit that subscribe button. In the next video, I am breaking down the worst, healthy breakfast foods that are secretly wrecking your metabolism. You do not want to miss it.